Hello.
Mandy,
Exciting
how you
show.
doing? Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is the wrap up. This is the last show for Okcoin Live this year. We've got some great things to talk about. But before we get there, let's talk about Okcoin. Okcoin is the best place to buy and sell crypto. It's got some of the cheapest fees in the entire industry. I use it for all of my trades. I don't use anything else now, and I've completely switched over. But that's just me and my own personal experiences. And we're going to be getting into more of everybody's personal experiences today, because this is a personal time when you should be spending time with your friends and family, and hanging out with your loved ones. And OKCoin is a family, and that's why they're some loved ones to me, and why I like using it, and why I'm happy to be here. So maybe I'm just in a good, cheerful Christmas spirit, and I hope you are too, Mandy. It's only a day or two away from Christmas now. I hope you got all your gifts done.
Still working on it. I'm not one of those people that has everything wrapped a week in advance. But that's a really sweet note. I do really love the team here and appreciate you saying that. And I totally
Yeah.
agree.
And we actually have a really cool introduction for people that would like to come and be part of the OKCoin family. We just released an asset called Arcadeco, and we've got a great promotion going on where if you're one of the 500 people that signs up as a brand new customer and goes through KYC level two and then passes all that and then buys $50 of Deco, we're going to give you another $50 of Deco right now. So yeah, it's cool. Come and check it out. I actually like Deco. I use the product. I'm on Stacks. It's like the first DApp on Stacks. Mandy, you should get out and try it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I wish I was a new customer so I could get that $50 in free deco. I know that there's still room left if you haven't signed up yet. So
Yeah.
everyone should sign up. You actually can do it if you've already signed up but haven't made a purchase on OKCoin yet. So you don't even have to be a brand new customer to get that free $50 in deco.
So we've got some good guests this week, and it's I mentioned personal stories, and we're going to tell personal stories today because it's the end of the year, and we want to talk more about our own kind of experiences with OKCoin this past year. And for this, we've got two really special guests, two people who I love working with, and I think are just the spearhead, or part of the spearhead of the organization, because we got a ton of good people here, but they're doing, the big jobs of moving this company forward and driving our growth and driving our customers and just making everybody feel great. So this week, we've got Jason, sir, welcome. You're, and we
Hey
also got
there. Hey, Sam. Sorry, I was on mute.
it's all right. And we also got Hyder as well too. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So it's good to have you back on OKCoin Live. It's been a couple of weeks since we had you here. Hyder, I don't think you've been on OKCoin Live yet.
He did one with me with VJ.
Oh yeah,
But
that's right. A while back.
Hyder is our
Yeah.
CMO for anyone who doesn't know, and Jason is our COO for anyone who doesn't know. I'm head of brand, and Sam over here is the host of OKCoin Live and one of our amazing content leads. So
Yeah.
we're excited to talk about some of the big things that we've launched in 2021 as we start heading into 2022. It's been a huge year for the industry and a huge year for us. If you haven't seen it yet, check out go.okcoin.com/2021. We have a page that's dedicated to all of the growth that happened in the industry and at OKCoin, and a lot of fun content in there. We worked with our friends over at Lunar Crush to pull some of that content. We pulled some content from TradingView and from CoinGecko, and it's really a comprehensive look at some of the people, the stories, the assets that shaped 2021. So again, if you haven't seen that yet, go ahead and take a look. It's go.okcoin.com/2021.
Well, I've got a question for all of you to start, and I just want to find out the narratives and the themes that were near and dear to you. Your favorite things that happened this year in 2021.
I can go first if you guys don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Lightning and Bitcoin, sort of that awareness and adoption spreading throughout was one key theme for me. Here at OKCoin, we launched Lightning in March, I believe. That was something I worked on personally, and it's really good to see our users really appreciate that too, right? The speed, the cheap fees, and then to see a country like El Salvador later in the year adopt it and make it legal tender was pretty amazing too. So for me, that's something I'll just never forget about 2021.
Yeah, it's really cool to see the growth of Lightning as well too. The amount of Lightning that was in, or the amount of Bitcoin that was in Lightning nodes had been stuck at like around 1,000 for almost 2 years, and this year it's close to 4,000 BTC now. So just a huge increase in the availability of to be able to transact Bitcoin through Lightning.
Yeah, it's just all the ecosystem has really exploded. I mean, there's just so many new applications, games, providers like us that are coming online. Yeah, I mean, just our node in itself with the capacity that we're seeing has grown quite tremendously too, and that again reflects the strength of the community.
And we're actually one of the top nodes, aren't we?
I just looked, number 13 right now. So not bad.
We'll be in the top 10 soon.
Hope so.
Yeah.
Or top two.
Yeah. Maybe this is a little side question about the Lightning thing, is that like why, like there's only a few exchanges that I know that actually have added Lightning support. Like Lightning is supposedly this darling of the Bitcoin community, and we understand that here at Okcoin, but where's the hang up in getting the support for the rest of in like applications for Lightning support?
Good question. I think you'll have to bring on some other guests to ask them that. But it does take some work to plan out. I think when we went through the process of integrating and adding it to our experience, there are things that we could have done better. I think we know that, and we've heard a lot of good feedback from our clients. They like I said, they love the speed, they love the cheap fees, but making it easy to use and seamless is still, I think there's still a little bit of work to be done. Yeah. And the industry is exploring things like Lightning addresses, which is something like an email address. You can just send Satoshis to someone with just that information. Pretty cool stuff coming down the pipe, and we're looking forward to perhaps adopting that too.
So we've got something special to do with Lightning address a little bit later on today. That's going to be in the second part of the show. We're going to do a little surprise at the end, but we'll come back to that. We'll do that a little bit later. But for now, we'll go to Hyder.
So I think I'll echo some of the stuff that Jason said, but the momentum in the entire industry was just amazing. I think arguably 2021 was the best year for crypto in so many ways. It was a great year for Bitcoin and Bitcoin adoption. If you look at the wallet addresses created just this year, if you look at the Lightning progression, whether with our firm or others, but more so, I think the experimental use cases there was just such a higher velocity this year with new experiments than there has been in the past. I also think there's a theme that is building up. Perhaps it's not trending at the level that it deserves, and I have a feeling that it might be the case in 2022, is the fact that there are now a lot of developers building on top of Bitcoin. And their ambition is to prove that Bitcoin is very programmable, and there's an underlying security advantage and benefit that other protocols may not have. So going into 2022, I think my sense is that aspect and the investment in making Bitcoin more programmable perhaps could become more obvious. But what a great year for everyone.
Yeah, it's been really amazing. I think we had our listing of stacks. Well, this was in 2021. That was December of last year. But this year was really the year of stacks. For everything that's happened, for the growth that stacks has had, the numbers that show how much our customers at Okcoin love stacks just as a first asset, and then also something that they would put in earn as well too. It's really clearly definitive that outside of like BTC and ETH, we're a stacks exchange. We're really close with the stacks community, and I really love what they're doing, and I'm really proud to support them and see what they're going to be building over the next year in 2022.
I think technically they were listed in January of this year, so technically I think it falls under this entirety of 2021. So yeah, the announcement was in December, I believe.
Yeah. And then it took like another month or two for the earn product to get to get launched. It wasn't really until April that we had stacking, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was March, April, and I think it still is the only protocol that offers yield in Bitcoin directly. There's no other protocol that's doing that.
Yeah, I mean it's really great. great to be able to, it's something, the whole yield in Bitcoin thing is something that is like really easy for me to explain to my parents or explain to somebody else, that when I'm trying to get them into crypto and they've bought a little bit of Bitcoin and they're looking for something else, Stacks is like the other thing that I tell them to get and then go tell them to try it and earn. It's a really cool product that we have, or the ability to buy the Stacks and then earn more BTC while having the upside of STX as well too.
And Sam, remember City Coins? It's one of the Stacks applications, and I think what a culture they've been able to build with Mayor Suarez and Miami supporting it and taking a bet on that use case and seeing it through, and now we're seeing it be formed for New York. So that is a winner application for Stacks. I expect there's going to be more. But what a great application, and I think the development on that side is going to be really, really interesting.
Yeah,
and it's super. Sorry,
No,
I was just going to say it's super exciting to see all these new developers come into the Miami Coin ecosystem, which is already, like you said, being built on top of Stacks, on top of Bitcoin. I was just looking at some of these NFT things of Miami landmarks as being launched. I think that's pretty cool too. It's just fun.
Yeah.
What about you, Mandy?
Oh my gosh, there have been a lot of big things that have happened this year. I think the launch of Miami Coin was certainly a big one. I think they're up to 23 million plus for the city of Miami. And I know the mayor has talked a lot about his passion for helping people learn about crypto and possibly using some of that money toward that initiative. So that's really, really exciting. I'm excited to see, what's next for City Coins and how that's going to expand in 2022. I think one of the more fun stories was probably the DAO that tried to buy the Constitution. I was one of those people that joined the DAO, and I'll be honest, I mostly joined because I just thought it was such a unique and interesting thing that popped up. And I was like, I want to be part of this. This feels like a very special moment and something that, is maybe like once in a lifetime. So I went ahead and joined that DAO. And although they didn't win the Constitution, I still think it's an incredible story. And, something that I think we'll see more of in 2022 is just people coming together in interesting ways to either fund something or build something together that is, very much in this effort of innovation and building on top of what's already been done in crypto. So I'm excited for more of that.
So I think the next thing I wanted to touch on is how are you using the product on like a day-to-day basis? Because we all use it differently. We're all different types of customers, and we have our own nuances in how we're using it. So I know that like how I'm using it is probably a lot different from how Hyder's using it, or Jason's using it, or even you, Mandy. So why don't we start there, and we can start with Hyder this time. And actually, I'm gonna bring up the mobile app, and we can go explore as well too.
And can I just caveat for everyone that I promise you my balance on Okcoin is greater than 15,000.
We'll just say this is a test account. But I just want to give some background here. So we launched this mobile app in July of this year. So this was something that was launched in 2021. It is definitely one of the easiest to use crypto apps out there. It's very easy to get it in the App Store or the Android store for your phone, and buy any cryptocurrency that we list on there. You can also stake and you find our DeFi offers through Earn on that app. So this was one of the really exciting things that was launched in 2021, and we're obviously continuing to improve on it.
Yeah. So you guys want to get into how Hyder uses Okcoin?
How does Hyder use
Hyder
app?
I should be charging you guys for this strategy that you're going to learn. So I think for one commonality we probably all have is this habit of looking at where markets are. I think that's probably true not just in the world of crypto markets, but also equities. So when you're an investor, there are positions typically in my portfolio that are long-term positions. I really, with those positions, my intention is I don't care about the market volatility or price volatility. They're just there. They're permanent positions for, say, at the very minimum, 8 to 10 year view. I'll be very transparent. I think the only two positions I have that would qualify for the 8 to 10 year view is Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. And I'm slowly building that same point of view about other emerging protocols, but I don't think I'm there yet without naming them. So my first thing that I tend to do when I wake up in the morning is I have this habit of looking at where markets are. Perhaps this is from the time that I spent in my life day trading. So first thing I do is I open up the Okcoin app. I go into the buy crypto page, which is essentially our prices page. And I look at what's happening in the markets. I look at the top 4 assets, in this case, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Avalanche, and what have you. And then I look at some of the smaller cap assets at the bottom. And the reason why I'm looking at the prices is very quickly figure out what I need to do for the day towards my portfolio. Do I need to adjust anything on my portfolio, or do I have an opportunity for a short-term trade? So if you go back to the main view here, basically the indicators I look for in this particular product view are which markets are down, because that to me tells me that there may be an opportunity to dollar cost average on an existing position, or start a completely new position that I've been waiting for the market to pull back. So once I've sort of formulated that point of view, it's typically in bed while I'm doing this. I quickly hop over to the earn tab. And I'm sort of doing the same exercise here. So there are some protocols here that have, call it a somewhat fixed term. So for example, with Stacks, you're going to get 10% APY no matter what, and you'll earn it in BTC. There's no volatility on that yield. But if you look at Synthetics Network or others, the APY do tend to move. And I will look at these as a way to shop around if I want to take any of my short-term positions or any positions and move them over to earn. What that does do is it locks me in for a minimum of 15 days. So there's a bit of a thought process in my mind on whether I want to do that or not. The reason is that I want to make sure that if I need to be liquid, I'm not going into the earn allocation just yet. But if I feel confident that that position is going to be open and is okay for it to be open for at least the next 2 weeks, I definitely have an intention to throw it into earn. Here's why. I want my crypto to work for me. And earn does that. Earn generates yield. And of course, Stacks is a no-brainer for me because it's 10%, it's constant, and I earn BTC rewards. So that's always a given. One thing I really like about our earn product, naturally I use many earn products just like we all do. I don't believe in a world where you just use one platform. I think there's value in using, as an investor, multiple platforms for your investment strategy. But one thing I love about our product is that it is by far the only decentralized earn product in market right now on a CeFi at least. So we're a centralized exchange. What that basically means is you can plug in your bank account, you can do quick buys, you can wire in money, or you can bring crypto very seamlessly from another crypto platform. And that's being able to fund your account using your bank accounts means we're a centralized exchange. We have the licenses to go work with our banking partners and make that experience, that bridge, very seamless, that bridge of going from your traditional finance over to crypto finance. But in that context, what we did something differently in the industry is that these are not our earn products. What we do is we directly connect into the protocols and we remove the fees for customers. A lot of times, fees is the biggest barrier when you're getting into any yield product. What we wanted to do is we wanted to make it really easy for people to make a decision that it's important for their crypto to be working for them when it's sitting in a portfolio. So what you're seeing here in yield is what you get. And it's not something that we're offering. It's being offered directly by the protocols that we plug into, and it goes directly back into your account. So I look at that. I look at buy crypto, look at the prices, make allocations on earn. If the market has volatility, if the market is moving, if there's something that happened in the news that's driving the markets, whether on the equity side or within crypto, then what I tend to do is I'll click on the account on the very top, or sorry, bottom right. And here, most people might not realize, Sam, if we just go back once again, go back to basic mode and go back to account. Let's pause here for a second. When I joined Okcoin, I think that was in 2020. Okcoin was just a trading platform. What that meant is when you logged into the account, you would see the charts, you would see the markets, you would see different instruments, and you'd see your positions at the bottom. It wasn't sort of a product that was designed for your everyday user or everyday customer. And that was our pro mode. Now, everything that you're seeing is stuff that we've launched this year that has essentially made it easy for anyone and everyone to come in, buy crypto, build a portfolio, just like they would with a traditional brokerage account. So here, if you pay attention, the last option here is switch to pro. Let's click on that. So here now you're back into what I would say is our legacy product, the trading side of things. And here you have a number of different options. Some of these options are not available in basic app yet. For example, the deposit withdrawal will come in 2022 to the basic app. But the rest of the functionality is available in the basic app. Here, the thing that you will also find that is different from the basic app is that you are trading in pairs. So the pairs can be a pair of crypto with a fiat currency like USD or what have you, or a pair could be a crypto to crypto pair. So here, what is different about this product is you're essentially trading. You have different instruments. And Sam, let's go into the mode that I like, which is on the top right. There you go. So this is a view that I like to trade in because here I have more indicators. I have more tools to do charting. Of course, when you're doing charting, mobile or app is not the optimal experience. I tend to hop over to the web and do most of my most of my important trading on that side. But what I love about our product is that we have some of the most order types and the variety of order types any crypto trading platform has to offer today. So here I will typically come here if I have a short-term trade idea. If the market is really volatile and I know I can have a great entry long position, I will enter that with the idea that maybe by the end of the day or by next day or within that week, my intention will be to close that position for profit. This is more of the riskier side of trading. So I caution everyone doing this. Please do your research, do your homework, make sure you know what you're doing. Look at the order book, look at how liquid the markets are with any asset. If the market is really volatile, say for a smaller cap asset, one thing I tend to look for is if I'm going to take a long position and I have a favorable outcome, can I actually close the position? Is there enough liquidity in the market for that particular asset for my order to get fulfilled? Because what you don't want is you're seeing a profit, but by the time you are trying to close your order, the markets are so thin that you get a different price. So that's something I advise everyone to look for. It's always easy to do day trading on high cap assets because your order will get fulfilled based on the price that is being presented to you here at Okcoin. And so that's essentially how I tend to use the product. Now, my ratio of going between just my day-to-day management of portfolio versus day trading is, I would say 80% of my activity on Okcoin is managing my portfolio for the long term, dollar cost averaging, not taking all my buying power and spending it in one go. I tend to sequence it and make sure I'm taking advantage of those market opportunities where I can dollar cost average and have a favorable position long term. And then 20% of the time, I'll go and take high risk positions, short term positions. But because they're high risk, I only allocate about 20% of my activity on that. And that's my trading and portfolio building secret.
Pretty awesome, Haider. I just noticed that while you've been speaking, just Bitcoin keeps on going up in price.
Yeah.
So I was just inclined to let you keep on talking. I mean, look at that candle. I mean, that's all you, Haider.
That's all Haider. We need to have Hyder on these Okcoin lives more, right?
Exactly.
And one thing I just wanted to circle back to that Hyder mentioned was dollar cost averaging. And just in case anyone out there doesn't know what that is, that's the idea that you buy a little bit at a time rather than kind of buying a big position at once. So say you want to increase your allocation of Bitcoin, rather than going in today and saying, hey, price looks pretty good, I'm going to throw in $50,000 and that's going to be my allocation for this year. You could spread that out over a number of months or weeks, and that essentially helps you kind of hedge against some of the volatility that we'll see over that time period. So I think Sam right now just showed how you can set up a recurring buy, which is essentially the way to dollar cost average within Okcoin. So you can choose a daily buy, a weekly buy, a monthly buy, or a one-time buy if you feel like it is the right time to go a little bigger maybe.
And by the way, can we go back to that order confirmation screen?
Yeah, sure.
Mandy, one point I want to add to what you were just saying is just look at the prices here. So the estimated fees is less than 0.01. That's one of the most favorable fees I think customers will find in the industry. So that's a really compelling value proposition, at least for myself building the portfolio, is I can easily build on my positions without compromising too much of my buying power on paying fees, which is a great thing. And then one other area I want to quickly point out that, Jason, maybe you can help us with is the one thing that most customers trip on, including myself, which is why we have trading and funding account and how to think about those two accounts when you're using Okcoin between the two platforms.
Yeah, I think the funding account is basically where it's a place where all your ins and outs to Okcoin get deposited into. And the trading account is basically an account where it's segregated for you so you can manage your funding strategy, your trading strategies a bit better, right? So let's say you want to deposit $10,000 into Okcoin, but you're not quite ready to trade yet. We allow that flexibility for you to manage that yourself. So you don't accidentally, trade more than you want to, or so you could, plan some longer term strategies around how you want to deploy your assets. It's really there for flexibility, but all deposits and withdrawals will come in and out of the funding account. I think that's the key difference.
Yep. One important note for recurring buys is for most of this year, we have had no fees at all on recurring buys. So you pay just a first transaction fee for the asset when you set up a recurring buy, but then no fees at all. So I just wanted to make sure everyone knows that we've had that currently scheduled for the end of the year. To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw it come back in 2022, but that's not really my call. But it's been something that's been really, really great for a lot of people, because on most recurring buys on maybe another platform, you would be paying fees for every single one of those purchases.
I think speaking of fees, the earn side of our offerings is actually pretty interesting. Hyder, you glossed over it really quickly, but we don't charge any fees at all. Basically, what you receive is what the protocol is paying out. And again, not to name names about competitors, some people take up to 25-30% of those fees. We give you, we take 0% and you get 100% of all that. So pretty amazing stuff. Maybe I'll spend just one quick minute on how I use the app. I think Hyder covered a lot of really awesome stuff already. But for me, I like to look at my, if you go back to the home, you see those two buttons there, the portfolio and earn buttons, right in the middle. Yeah, I like to look at what I have. That's what I do when I wake up. I want to see how much they're worth. I want to see what's happened. Today, I guess it's up 6%. This is a test account, right? So yeah, but it's good to just track what I have. And then I like to look at the earn, the other earn button, Sam, sorry, back at the dashboard. And I like to see how much my assets have done, what they've done for me. That 30-day interest number, I constantly look at that. I want to see that number go up. And so that's basically what I do. Pretty simple for me. I'm more of a buy and hold kind of guy.
That's great. And I think from my wisdom, Jason, you'll probably end up doing better than my 20% risk on day trading.
Maybe we should compare notes sometime.
We should.
I don't know.
Yeah, I want to add one point here. I think people who've been with Okcoin for say 2+ years have seen that cosmic shift we've had in our product and the way we deliver services to our customers. But needless to say, we recognize, everyone at OKCoin recognizes that our product is not finished. It's not perfect. We have work to do. We're very excited about what we've been able to achieve with all of you. But we also recognize there's a lot of work ahead of us to make our user experience, our product, be even better for you guys. And so in 2022, I think you're going to see, if you're really delighted with what we were able to achieve in 2021, I can say this with confidence that you're going to be even more delighted and surprised on what the product and the product teams will achieve in 2022.
There is so much awesome stuff coming down the pipeline. It's I can't wait.
I can't wait either. I think one last thing that we want to make sure that we show, and I think then we're going to wrap this up.
Sorry about, I mean to interrupt you, Penny, but speaking about OKCoin Live, our dear friend Alex is not here this week, and in the spirit of Alex, maybe one of you can give us some alpha leaks for what's coming in 2022.
Alex does love an alpha leak.
Yeah.
I was going to say, though, we should show Sats mode, just at least the onboarding experience right before we start to wrap things up, and then let's get to the leaks, because I'm all about the leaks too.
Yeah.
But so Sats mode is something that we launched a couple months ago. Anyone who has our app, you should see a card right on the home screen to go through this onboarding experience.
It's beautiful.
Teaches you a little bit about Sats and how to use it on our app. But essentially, you'll be able to buy and view your Bitcoin in Sats, so without the fractions, which get a little bit overwhelming sometimes. And what's really cool, and my favorite part about Sats mode, is this dark mode experience. It actually changes the look of the app. It's really sleek, and then it also celebrates milestones with you, as you kind of reach milestones in your Sats purchases. I know Haider was really excited about this one. Haider, what was it like working on this one, and what's your favorite part of Sats mode?
Look, I think first off, at a very basic level, Mandy, my belief, just my personal belief, please don't take this as investment advice in any way. But my belief is that if you believe in the mathematics of Bitcoin, then perhaps there's no top. And perhaps one day we may see a price point of $1 million for one Bitcoin. And if that's a future that is foreseeable, how many people in our day-to-day life talk about $1 million? We don't. We talk in units of hundreds of dollars maybe, or thousands. And I think in that context, it's really important that we humanize Sats. We help people understand, people who are either on the fence or considering crypto or Bitcoin, that we educate them that what is the denomination of Bitcoin, because that's going to become more consumerized in the future than one single Bitcoin. So in that context, I think this is a really exciting product, because the time is now for us to educate everyone. We shouldn't wait on this. And I'm hopeful that this will become a way for people to really understand how the division of Bitcoin works and how they should think about accumulation. Mandy, you've done a phenomenal job building our brand over the last 8 months. And one of the initiatives that you took was the idea of bringing more women into crypto. And I recall you saying this in a conversation with Randy Zuckerberg, that a lot of the females you guys have spoken with who haven't purchased crypto yet tend to say, hey, Bitcoin's at a price point of 51,000. Is it too late? And there's still this perception among many people that you have to buy an entire Bitcoin. And they're not aware yet that you can buy small fractions of it and accumulate over a period of time. So I think, long-winded answer, but I really like the fact that this experience will allow people to own crypto in a way that is less intimidating than purchasing and seeing that big price point of 51,000. The other thing I think that's personal is I love for us collectively, the entire industry, to push the boundaries on design. I think there's something to be said about the analog nature of crypto and the early days of crypto and how sort of grassroots it looked. But now is the time that I think we really need to push the boundaries and compete with the rest of the world on where design is. And I think arguably this is the one area that the entire industry is behind on. We need to make a lot of progress to come head to head with traditional fintech. And one of the things I really enjoy about Sats Mode is that we had a little more sort of experimentational autonomy on how we're going to design this experience. So when Sam was clicking through the onboarding experience and you saw that vortex experience taking you into Sats Mode, that's by far my favorite design experience. I really love all this stuff. And this was such a tight collaboration. At Okcoin, we have a brand design team and then we have a product design team. It was such an amazing collaboration between those two teams in bringing some of this branded experience into the product experience. And therefore, you're now seeing like just stuff that you may not see in other applications, which is more audacious, brave, and bold use of colors and an experience that really truly takes you into the future. I would argue that this design does not exist in the industry yet. And I hope that other players, other peers of ours in the industry will also come in and invest in design. I think that's a really important aspect of our development.
It's really beautiful. It reminds me of our growing base in Miami and just the sunsets that we have here. It closely matches it when the sun's going down in the west. It reminds me of home. So it's foreshadowing for our huge growth and soon to be office in Miami for 2022. So yeah.
Mandy, Jason, what do you guys love about Sats Mode? I'm curious.
So you were just joking about or mentioning about the vortex. To me, it reminds me of falling into the rabbit hole, right? Like we all talk about that when we discover Bitcoin and crypto. It's just such a visual experience of being sucked into it. I think that's what I love. I mean, to your point, the design looks great, Mandy. The dark mode looks great. Yeah, it's fun. And there's also some great ideas that this is not done, right? Like there's some great ideas that we're gonna layer on top of this. Yeah.
I think this is just the beginning for Sats Mode. Yeah. I mean, I love the onboarding experience. One of my favorite parts about working at Okcoin is just our focus on education and not necessarily like, jump in and buy every type of cryptocurrency. Let's take a minute and think about how to invest in crypto responsibly. And hopefully we can be one of the ways that you learn a lot about assets and investment strategy before you come into crypto. But here with Sats Mode, we take you through a little bit of learning about Sats so that you can get grounded in what Sats are and kind of how they might be used in the future and right now. So I really love the onboarding experience. And then who doesn't love dark mode, right? I'm with Hyder that.
Well, especially if you're using your app in bed like Hyder is. I mean, I hate it when it's like glaring bright right when you wake up.
Yeah, there's the practical part of it, and then there's also just the sleek design part, and I'm a sucker for that. So I know we're getting right up to time here, so why don't we take a second? I know we wanted to talk about leaks. Why don't we take a second and talk about what we're excited for 2022, and if you feel the urge to share anything for our customers out there that we can share, go for it.
I mean, I can start. I think this year has been so phenomenal. The price, yes, for Bitcoin, but also for many assets. But I think what's most important is sort of we're now talking about crypto truly as a whole industry. And there's so many different things happening in so many different facets, from whatever, NFT to DeFi to the base layers to layer ones and all these applications and art and everything that's being built, games. I forgot to mention that. Just super awesome to see all that explode. I think 2022 is going to be a year of a bit of retros. There's going to be some, I don't know what the term is, like reflection upon all this, right? I mean, some things will work and some things won't. And so I think that's part of the fun of this industry is all the experimentation that's happening. And I'm super excited to see what sticks and what doesn't. As for alpha leaks, I don't have anything specific to share, but I did hear Hyder say Bitcoin to $1 million. So I don't know if that counts, but maybe.
Are we talking 2022?
That's for Hyder to answer. I'm just repeating what he said.
I wish anything without not finding myself in legal trouble. So
Well, I have some alpha leaks to share. I mean, this is going to be a bit like guarded, but the 12 days of crypto is just the start. 2022 is going to be a huge year for listings at Okcoin. I know the pipeline is deep, and it's just filled with some amazing stuff that I is coming. So get ready, because there's some super exciting stuff. I have my own thoughts about where the industry is going. We were talking about this in our chat about what some of the big narratives are going to be. Like maybe metaverse is going to be bigger than DeFi. Maybe there's a DeFi resurgence for this year. Maybe this is the year that the L1 plus ETH market cap flips Bitcoin. I don't know. There's a lot of stuff to take into account, and I think that we're just at the beginning. Infrastructure looks like it's going to be big. How many years are we into this now? It's been 11 years since the launch of Bitcoin, and we're just barely a decade in. We're 3 years into DeFi, and things haven't even started. There's so much growth to happen. There's so much that is on the horizon for next year that I was just shocked about the growth this year. And I don't even think it's really a drop in the bucket. We've seen ETH and Bitcoin come up to probably where they should have been last year. And now it's for a bunch of other projects to be built on top of them and in unison with them. That drives the ecosystem even more. And I'm just extremely excited for next year. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. Well, I can say that we announced toward the end of this year that Randy Zuckerberg is joining our advisory council. It's going to be a huge year in 2022 of continuing our mission to bring crypto to even more people, everyone around the world, hopefully a lot more women. We're hoping to get to 50% female customers on our platform by 2025. So we've got a lot of exciting stuff in the works to support female-led projects in crypto, female-led NFTs, helping more people find crypto jobs, whether it's at Okcoin or somewhere else. So I'm very excited for a lot of that to continue in 2022.
Maybe before Hyder, you answer, something did come to mind as you mentioned that, Mandy. For our developer grant program, actually, one of the things that we're doing is actually for 2022 is to, you changed the screen. Okay.
Yeah, we're back. We're back as people again.
So for 2022, for the developer grant program, we're looking to embrace that mission of expanding the scope, right? We want to embrace more diversity, both gender-wise, but also geographic-wise, and be able to support more developers around different angles and areas of expertise also. So stay tuned for more announcements on that front. And if you have anyone who is looking for a grant or someone that is, please connect them with me and our team.
Amazing. I'll end with the following. I think, Jason, you've done such an incredible job shepherding our Bitcoin core developers grant initiative. I think you started that maybe 2 years ago or so, and you've been building on it over some time. And then you also are the executive at the company who led the charge on Lightning. And so I think when we think about 2022, you can expect from our firm to continue to invest on the side of Bitcoin. So I talked about 2022 being the year of Bitcoin, in a sense that we will see more programmable applications on top of Bitcoin. I think we can expect that Okcoin is going to invest in that area or seek to invest in that area. The other piece that is exciting, but we have to be really thoughtful about, is we are seeing these emerging use cases like metaverse or NFTs. And for Okcoin, we look at those, and it certainly, it drives some level of desire that, hey, maybe we should jump on it and create our own NFT marketplace, or consider partnering with a metaverse company. But we want to stay true to what we're great at and our strengths and our mission. And I think Bitcoin is going to continue to be in our minds as the foundational layer of crypto markets, and how do we continue to do our part in facilitating development on that side. And you can expect that we're going to take some bets in 2022 around these new applications, but we're going to do it thoughtfully, and we're going to do it in a way that brings the ultimate utility back to customers, the same way we did with Earn, bringing CeFi and DeFi together. So wish us well. We're excited. We're going to try and do our best to delight everyone in the industry and our customers with unique experiences, one that are unique to us, and give you a very clear reason for why you come to Okcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I think that those are great predictions for what's going to come. Maybe we'll see. Maybe we're going to prove Jack wrong in 2022, and Web3 is going to be Bitcoin. We should ask Muneeb about that in the Stacks team.
We can spend all day debating what Web3 even means.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's all happening on Twitter right now. That
Yeah.
debate is playing out live. Well, we should wrap up. In case you haven't been following along with all of the things that are Okcoin thus far, you can follow us on Twitter at Okcoin. You can subscribe to our newsletters from our site. You can obviously sign up for an account. You can download our app on the App Store or on the Android store. We're so excited to continue our relationship with all of our customers out there in 2022. And thanks so much for being part of this all.
And you know what? We want to hear your stories. We told our stories today. If you want to share yours and send us a video on Twitter or on one of our other social channels, we can share that. We can have you on a future episode to talk about how Okcoin is making an impact in the lives of you, people at home. They're watching this and they're customers, and that we're the ones that we're building this for you. So we want to hear back from you and hear how it's making an impact on your lives. So Jason, Hyder, and Mandy, thank you so much for wrapping up the end of the year of 2021. It's been a blast, and I'm looking forward to 2022.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.